Good morning and welcome to another edition of our Journey to Debt Freedom. I am Sheila Wilkinson-Sanders, and today we're going to continue on our journey talking about building wealth. Last week we talked about some things that you should do to start building your net worth, and I gave you some very disturbing statistics. And I had someone contact me and said, wow, Sheila, that really is very disturbing. And what can we do to start to build and start to change the way we think as a people about wealth? And I could go on all day about that, but one thing I want to talk about today is generational wealth and about educating our young, educating our children, educating our parents, our grandchildren, and not only educating ourselves and starting to build our wealth, but build wealth for generations to come. When I was growing up, my dad always made me save money. He wouldn't give me an allowance, so I didn't need an allowance. Whenever I needed money, I would have to come and ask him, and he would then decide if it was something that I needed or if I didn't need it. At the time, I thought that was really crazy because all my friends had allowances and all. And now I sort of get it. Now I sort of get that he wanted to make sure that I was spending money on the right things and for the right amount. Sometimes he would say, okay, so that's okay, but it costs too much. So I remember vividly from as long as I can remember having a savings account and having my little passbook and going with my dollar or my $5 or whatever it was to the bank and giving it to the teller, and everybody in the bank knew us. So how many folks today have savings accounts for themselves, let alone for their kids? Most African Americans don't have a savings account, which is really, really scary and really, really sad that they give all these monies to currency exchanges and payday loans instead of putting money in the bank. So not only do you do it for yourself, but you do it for your family. When I was growing up, my grandparents had a college fund for all of their grandchildren. If they went to college, they got the college fund. If they didn't go to college, they didn't get the college fund. So that was their way of building generational wealth. So we all have to start doing that. Let me give you a couple of other very challenging and concerning statistics. So very early on, we talked about stuff. We talked about spending money on stuff. The average black, and this was based on the census and then on surveys done from that census in 2014. The average black spends 38% of their expendable income on stuff: entertainment, hair, nails, clothes, food. They spend 45% of their expendable income on housing. For those that rent, let me repeat that, for those that rent, they're spending 45% on average of their income on housing, as compared to blacks that own, they're only spending 31%. So let me put that into perspective. 38% on stuff, 45% on housing, that's 83%. That means you only have 16% left for whatever else you need to do. So if you're putting 10% aside for savings, that means you only have 6% left to do whatever else you need to do. Medical, health, insurance, whatever else that comes up. That means you only have 6% left if you put the 10% in the bank. So you have to start to change your mindset, and you have to change the mindset of your children and your children's children so that you can all start to build wealth. Remember, I say over and over again, we can't do this alone. It's not in a vacuum. We have to all do it together. And so by also encouraging your children, they're going to encourage you. Children are going to keep you on track. So I encourage you to think about these statistics. Look at your budget and look at those percentages of what you're spending on what, and start to change the way you do things. I have many of you that have called me and said, Sheila, I'm saving for that house. Good, because think about again what I said. 45% versus 31% on housing if you rent versus if you buy. I hope that this helps. I hope that you are encouraged. I hope you stay faithful. I hope you stay focused. I hope you stay committed. I'm Sheila Wilkinson-Sanders, and I hope you have a wonderfully blessed and supreme day.